Yeah, well, now joining us now to talk more about the lack of results and some of the voter issues is UWL Political Professor Anthony Chergosky. Thanks so much for being with us. The first thing we have to talk about is the fact that everyone is very shocked there are no numbers yet, and they're experiencing a lot of technical issues.
Martha, there's no sugarcoating this. This is a big mess right now. Their job is to get the numbers out, and 4 years ago, the numbers were out by now. Iowa's already facing a lot of scrutiny about if it should be the first contest in the nation, and this isn't helping its argument.
All right, we have the impeachment trial going on. We have the caucuses. We have the State of the Union tomorrow. We have the Super Bowl on Sunday. Do you think there's just too many distractions, especially for people outside of Iowa, to even pay attention to these results?
It's a busy week, Mike, and one of the functions of Iowa is that it gives candidates a sense of momentum, the candidates who do well, and that requires voters paying attention to what happens in Iowa. So from that standpoint, the momentum might be limited. Another important function of Iowa, though, is that the campaign donors really put a lot of money behind the candidates that do well. The donors are paying attention.
And there's a very good chance that some people are going to get weeded out after tonight. That being the case, what do you think about, you heard one woman tonight talk about how she's thinking very independently going into this election this time in Iowa. What happens if their first choice goes away and is eliminated tonight, for instance, or in New Hampshire? What's the likelihood they'll go with their number 2 or number 3 pick?
Well, party primaries are always contentious, Martha. They inspire some bitter feelings within the party, but at the end of the day, you can expect these caucus goers in Iowa, the vast majority of them, to back the Democratic candidate come November. The vast majority of people do end up being loyal to their party in November, the November election, and they've kind of put those hard feelings from the nomination contest aside.
A lot of talk I heard going into tonight was, especially in the past few days, was surrounding Bernie Sanders and how he performed tonight. What does it mean for him coming out of the Iowa caucuses, and especially Joe Biden as well, who has been the front runner?
Well, Mike, if Bernie Sanders wins tonight, that could be huge for his campaign because New Hampshire is the next contest, and Bernie Sanders is widely expected to win New Hampshire. If Bernie Sanders wins the first 2 contests, that really says a lot about his chances of becoming the nominee. It says a lot about his strength as a candidate. Joe Biden's got to prove himself tonight. He's got to prove that he can be competitive in Iowa and that he can attract the support and the enthusiasm of voters in order to make it through a long and drawn-out nomination contest.
And real quickly, did that surprise you that Pete Buttigieg was ahead in Lansing, Iowa area?
Well, Pete Buttigieg has put all of his chips in Iowa. He has to do well in Iowa to have any shot at the nomination. We'll be paying close attention to how he does tonight. If he wants to do well in this nomination process, he's got to have a big night tonight.
All right. Thank you so much, Anthony, for joining us, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you about the results as well.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you very much.